Okay, so let us start today's class. In today's class, we will be discussing the assignment 7 or the DC machines first assignment. Okay, so we will be starting with very basics. Like, first of all, we will discuss. So let me write down what all we will discuss. Yes, पावर ट्रायंगल. अच्छा, पावर ट्रायंगल. ठीक है, बताती हूँ. ठीक है. um एक minute. So let me take out my that PDF. Okay, so let me go and take out that PDF. So let me go. Google Drive. Share my drive. Okay, so I think I discussed it in assignment 2. Let me take it out. So, okay. Okay, I'm just downloading it. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so you see here, uh, so let us go here. So let you, if you see, suppose let us see the series RL circuit. Okay, now in the series RL circuit, if the voltage expression is Vm sine omega t, then you see here along this line I am representing the voltage phasor, because you see any AC quantities which are like varying, like these AC quantities are rotating in space, right? Like if omega t is continuously varying, theta is continuously varying, this Vm is continuously varying from 0 to 360 degree, like that, right? Sine omega t where, so it's like a circular motion. So if suppose we take a reference frame which is called as phasor, you can see this assignment to recorded lectures. Okay, so here, so what I'm doing is I'm representing the voltage phasor on the x-axis. That is I'm taking as the reference. So this voltage which I'm giving the supply, I'm taking as the reference. Now here you see this voltage phasor is equal to the summation of voltage drop across the resistance and voltage drop across the inductance from the KVL. So what is this voltage drop across the resistance? It is nothing but this current into this resistance plus J into this current into XL. ओके ये देखो यहाँ पे आई हैव डिस्कस दिस दैट व्हाई दिस JXL for voltage drop across inductor, why this JXL I comes, because V of t is LdI by dt. Now if your I is Im sin omega t, so derivative of that, if of that, it gives me cos omega t. So you can see that the voltage is leading the current phasor by 90 degree. So representing that 90 degree lead phasor, we write it as J omega. ठीक है, J, we write J represent that there is a 90 degree lead. So in that way, you can see that the voltage across the inductor is leading its current by 90 degree. So like that, with the, if the same current phasor is going through the both resistance and inductance, this is how I get JIXL. Now, if you see this, so on this phasor, so here I have current. So because so first of all, this phasor I have the voltage which is the reference voltage. Now for the VR will be on this axis only. So let us say we are starting with the VR. So for the okay, so let me draw it here. So it is like this. Okay, so here you see this is the circuit. Okay, why it is not drawing? One second. Okay, so let me come back here. Where is it? Okay, so here if you see so you see VR and current phasor are in phase, right? Because the voltage across the resistance and current are in phase. Okay, so current is also, we are taking this direction. Now the voltage of the inductor is leading the current by 90 degree because of this J turn. So this voltage across the inductor is leading the current by 90 degree. Then the equivalent voltage V comes out like this. Okay, so this yellow line is the equivalent voltage V. Okay, so you see, you can write this as in this form, where this is the equivalent voltage V, VR, VL. And if suppose I write that this whole impedance, this impedance is Z, so this the voltage is equal to current I into Z. So this becomes Z. So here it is IZ is equal to IR plus JIXL. So this gives me Z equals to R plus JIXL. Means all the currents becomes cancelled. So I am just taking that Z is the equivalent impedance of this series combination of R and L. So so if I represent it with a black box called as Z, so if I represent it like this, okay, so this is voltage, this is R, this is L. Okay, so if I represent this like a black box, which is Z, so this voltage will be equal to I into Z, is it not? Yes. So like that I have represented it. Okay, so here if you see, so this is how it is. Okay, so this is IZ equal to IR plus JIXL. Now this in the form of the this what you say, this impedance triangle, it becomes R, XL and Z. Okay, now we know from the Pythagoras theorem that the voltage is equal to square of VL square plus VR square. Yes, square root of, and similarly Z is equal to square root of R square plus XL square. Yes, and theta we can calculate. Theta is tan inverse of XL by R. So, so cos theta will become R by Z, like that. Okay. Similarly, if I multiply I square in all of this, like suppose I square R, I square XL. Okay. So you will see that for an RL kind of load, where the load is like an RL load, so you will see that this power, active power becomes the power which is being dissipated in the resistor, and the reactive power becomes power being dissipated in the inductor. Because you see, in an inductor, if I calculate the active power, if I do this now, this voltage into current, so voltage came out to be J omega, this omega L Im sin omega t plus 90 degree, into, if I do the what you say, the current, and I integrate it in what you say, in one time period to get the average power, you will see that for the inductor the average power will come out to be 0. Similarly for the capacitor, and for the resistor the average power will come out to be I square R. Okay, we can do that derivations. So I'm directly writing here that if I multiply I square here, I square here, so this becomes the reactive power due to the inductor, the active power due to the resistor. So like this I can represent it in form of power also. So here, as I wrote, theta is equal to tan inverse XL by R, so here also I can write theta is equal to tan inverse QL by P. Okay, now this is the theta which is corresponding to power factor. Okay, so this is called as power triangle. This triangle is called as power triangle. It is coming from all this. Okay, it is this all like related. So you see, this cos theta comes out to be P by S. From the formula it comes out to be P by S. It basically tells you that from the total power, what is actually the active power being consumed in the system. Okay, so this is how we get. And how we tell whether this is lagging or leading, you just see what is the what you say, this theta between the this current and the effective voltage. So you can see that the current, the effective, this current is leading the what is lagging the leading it's lagging the effective voltage by theta, right? Voltage is first, then the current will reach here. So you can see that it is behind the voltage. Since it is behind the voltage, so this power factor is lagging. Okay, similarly I can do the same analysis for the RC circuit. So there also I will get some power triangle. You can try that. Okay, you can write it as V is equal to VR plus VC. Then this will come out to be like something like minus JIXL minus JIXC. Okay, like that. So if you simplify this, you will see that this power triangle will be downwards. Okay. Now in that case, your what you say this, you will see that your power factor will come out to be leading. Okay, like that. So I hope this is clear, right? Okay. Now coming back to this week, so I'm writing down the topics for this week. So so for this week, we will be discussing the DC machines. So basics of DC machines. We will discuss lap winding. Wave winding we will be discussing next week, okay? Then we will discuss the, what you say, there is, once we will see the derivation of this uh, EMF induced on a conductor. Yes. They could, as such, the way in which the EMF is induced, if you see in an AC machine and DC machine, like suppose if so see in a DC machine also we actually get AC voltage only. Okay, so this is like suppose north pole, this is south pole. Now here suppose we are having one coil. Okay, now what we are doing, let us suppose this coil is, we are rotating this coil. Okay, so let us suppose this coil is rotating in this way. Okay, so if this is coil is rotating like this, and so this is the north and south pole. So you see, for an EMF to induce, what should happen? There should be a rate of change of flux as per the Faraday's law. Yes, and d phi by dt. So here you will see that in this system, you will get a trapezoidal kind of an EMF for a DC machine. Okay, this will also give you an, what you say, AC kind of a voltage only. Okay, we will discuss all this. So you will get an AC kind of voltage only in DC machine also. But additionally, you will have a brush arrangement. So what you will have? You will have a brush arrangement, brush and commutator arrangement. So what it will do is that, so it will take only the, you see it is something like this, it will rectify it. Okay, so how it will rectify is that you are having a winding like this. So what will happen that there will be multiple windings. Okay, so it's like this. So you see there are multiple, what you say, windings in a AC machine, or AC or DC machine. Okay, so these are the multiple windings. Now across all of these multiple windings you are getting AC voltages. Okay, we will see that you will get AC voltages. Now here what we have is, we have a brush mechanism. Now this brush mechanism, what it does, that because this machine is rotating, right? Remember that this what you say, these windings are the armature windings. Okay, so these, what you say, this machine is rotating. So since this machine is rotating, so these windings are also suppose rotating in this direction. Okay, so since they are rotating, so what will happen, that these brushes are fixed, but what you say, these coils or windings will rotate. So what will happen is that at each of the time, the this, what you say, this, suppose it rotates by one, what you say, one winding. Okay, so what will happen, this will come here. After, if suppose it is two windings, then it will come here. So you will see that in all the cases, on the, like within some pole. Okay, this is like in within some pole, like suppose this is under north pole. Okay, so this is under north pole, not. Yes, yes. So if it is within the, if we are keeping a brush in such a way that it always sees a negative voltage, or if suppose we keep a brush in such a way that it always keeps up, it always sees a positive voltage, then what happens is that AC gets rectified to DC. Okay, so what will happen, that it will be like this. Okay, so you will see that it will get rectified. So it will be something like this. So you will get a DC voltage. So this is the difference. The only difference is that in a DC machine, you have additional, what you say, commutator and this brush mechanisms. Okay, this is the difference. but here also you are getting AC voltage only. Okay. So let us see what all these things are. Okay. So this is the thing, EMF induced on a conductor moving in magnetic field, we will see. And then whatever I have discussed now, I will discuss it in more detail. Okay. Now, so let us start. So first of all, we will start with this EMF induced on a conductor moving in magnetic field. Okay. So here, let us suppose we have two conducting rails. And let us suppose that this is the, what you say, magnetic field. Okay. So let us suppose that this is a rail and then you have a conductor. Okay. So let us say that this is a frictionless system. So for a frictionless system, what happens that like either in a frictionless system, if something is moving, then it continues to move, or if something is stationary, then it continues to be stationary unless any external force is applied. Okay. So let us suppose that this conductor is moving at a speed v naught. Okay. So let us suppose this conductor is moving at this speed v naught. Okay. And let us suppose that the magnetic field in this system, okay, so let us suppose that the magnetic field is like this. So let us suppose it is like this, means it is going into the plane. Okay. So into the plane means cross. So what happens that it's, you can think of this notations, like suppose I sometimes the current or the, what you say, this flux density direction, it is shown either with a dot or with a cross. So cross means it is into the paper. So you are seeing the back end of the arrow. Like suppose you are shooting an arrow. So arrow is like this, and then at the end you have its, what you say, its tail. So when the arrow is going inside the paper, so what you will see the back of the tail. So it will come like a cross. But if suppose it is coming out of the paper, so you will see is the tip. Okay, you will see this tip. So that is why this dot means coming out of the paper and this means going into the paper. Okay, so this is the situation. Now from the, what you say, Fleming's right hand rule, what will be the EMF induced across this? So let us suppose if you close a circuit, if suppose you close a circuit across this moving conductor, so you can place your hand in such a way that your thumb indicates the movement. Okay, so this indicates your, what you say, right hand thumb indicates the movement of the conductor. Okay. And then your what you say, this if you see your this B we are seeing, right? So what about this flux? So if you put your finger in such a way, then you will see, so this is like going into the paper like this. Okay. So your forefinger indicates the magnetic field direction. You have to keep the three fingers, the, what you say, your thumb. Okay. Okay, so let me take out that diagram. I had a diagram, right, in the assignment one. So let us go here. So assignment one. Okay. So where is the right hand rule? Okay, there is no right hand rule here. Okay, I thought there will be a right hand rule. Okay, fine. So as I was saying that how you do it. So for the Fleming's right hand rule, you have to place your thumb in this direction. Your what you say forefinger indicates the magnetic field direction. Then the direction of your what you say. Yes. हाँ हाँ ये सो राइट हैंड रूल का मतलब है कि योर यू देखो यहाँ पे क्या करोगे तुम थंब को यू विल पुट इट ऑन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द व्हाट यू से दिस व्हाट यू से कंडक्टर मूवमेंट सो कंडक्टर मूवमेंट कैसे हो रहा है कंडक्टर मूवमेंट तो राइट साइड हो रहा है तो यू पुट योर थंब राइट हैंड थंब इन द राइट डायरेक्शन ओके इन द राइट साइड डायरेक्शन पॉइंटिंग टुवर्ड्स द राइट और फिर तुम एंड व्हाट अबाउट योर व्हाट यू से दिस इंडेक्स फिंगर your index finger is what you say pointing inside the plane like suppose inside your computer screen or mobile screen okay then what you will see that and if you point your what you say middle finger then you will see that in if it is perpendicular to the remaining two fingers then you will see that it will be pointing in the upwards direction okay so it will tell you the direction of current which will flow due to the induced emf okay so you can if you see that so if you close this what you say circuit then the induced emf will flow like this so since the current is leaving current is if so the terminal of the moving conductor from which the current is leaving we take it as positive terminal because in a battery also if we connect the battery then the current leaves the positive terminal right so like from that what you say from that analogy only I'm taking that this positive terminal is the one from which the current will leave okay if I close the circuit like this so this is the situation so this is how the current will flow okay so this is the emf induced so I'm what you say denoting the emf induced in this way so let us suppose this is plus minus so this is v let us say v emf so this is let us say plus minus v emf okay so an emf will be induced across this what you say this conductor okay so what is this what you say how you will give the emf induced so let us say so first of all what is the VEMF VEMF is what you say d phi by dt from the because there is no turn only single turn because it is a single conductor so n I have taken as 1 so rate of change of flux will be the emf induced now what is flux we know that flux is nothing but b into area okay and what is this area so let us suppose this is the length of the conductor L and the so let us suppose this is moving so from the movement it is covering this area okay let us suppose it is covering this sheet area okay like this from the movement it is covering this area this area okay inside this box this blue box so this area so I'm writing it as d by dt of b into a so this b because b we are taking this what you say magnetic field is constant so I'm taking it out of the derivative d by dt now here I have what you say on this direction I suppose this direction is dx and this is L so this small strip of area okay is L into dx okay so this becomes L into dx now the length of the conductor is fixed so length of the conductor also I can take it out so bl dx by dt and we know that the rate of the speed with which this conductor is moving is v naught okay so this comes out to be blv so in this way your emf induced comes out to be blv okay this is one important expression now if suppose if suppose I connect as I said if I close the circuit and if I connect what you say resistive load so if this conductor is like this is the conductor okay and let us suppose these are the rails here Now, if suppose I connect through a switch it across a resistive load. ठीक है? So if suppose I close this switch, this VEMF is how much? VEMF is VL V naught. Okay, VL V naught. Now, what will be the current which will be flowing if we close this switch? So if I close this switch, the current which will flow is BL V naught by R. Okay. So you will see that there will be, so it is acting like a battery. Okay, this is acting like a battery which is connected to a, if suppose we connect it to some load, we are connecting it to a resistive load in this case. So you will see in the assignment questions also, there are questions in which it will be said that, okay, there is a moving conductor on rails and then you are connecting it across some resistive load. Okay, so what will be the current which will flow due to this? Okay, so if you connect this across a resistive load, so the current which will flow is BLV naught by R. Okay. Now what will happen that since this current is flowing, right? Since this current is now flowing, so due to this current flow, what will happen is that there will be, because the current is also flowing through this conductor also. Okay. So this conductor is moving like this. So what is happening? A current is flowing and then there is a magnetic field which is going into the paper. So there is a magnetic field and then there is a current flowing through the conductor. So you will see that there will be an opposing force. Okay. So there will be an opposing force which will be developed when this moving conductor is, when the current flows through this. Okay, so what will be the opposing force? So you will see that it will oppose. So if I what you say, uh, take out the direction of the opposing force, so for that I will use Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, so let me draw it in a another slide. Okay, so here it is, this is the moving conductor. Then via a switch arrangement, you have connected it across a resistor. Since you have connected it, a current is flowing. Okay. Now, since the current is flowing and then the magnetic field is like this. Okay. So current is also flowing through this moving conductor. So what will happen is, if so, from the Fleming's, yes. You can find out the direction of the opposing force. Acting on the conductor. Okay, so here it was initially moving like this. So from left hand rule, what you do in the Fleming's left hand rule, along the thumb you put the, what you say, thumb will give you the direction of the opposing force, which we will find out. So it gives the direction of force to be found. Okay, here also what you do, you put your, what you say, this index finger in the direction of magnetic field, and you put your middle finger in the direction of current. Okay, in the direction of current. Now in the, what you say, right hand rule, we get the, what you say, someone is asking something, direction of, let me see who is asking something. Okay, when I'll tell you when to use left or right hand rule. Okay, that is what I was precisely discussing. Okay, now so here left hand rule is used to find the direction of force on a current carrying conductor. Okay, so there is a current when current is already flowing. Okay, when current is already flowing and you want to want to find out what will be the direction of force. Okay, to find the direction of force, then at the time you use left hand rule. And if suppose there so like for example, left hand rule, when you can use in the case of motors. Okay, because in the motors what you do, you give a current, and from the current you can find out there is a current which is given in the magnetic field. In the presence of magnetic field, it produces what you say motion, right? To find out the direction of motion or direction of rotation, we use left hand rule. Okay, now what about right hand rule? Right hand rule, when we want to find the direction of current. Okay, so force is already there. Like with the right hand rule, there is already a motion. Like there is an already a motion. Okay, when we want to find the direction of current or induced EMF on a moving conductor. Okay, so here in the right hand rule, what you have is you already have a movement. Okay, so there is already a movement. Now due to this movement, there is a current. So this direction we want to find out. Okay, so examples of this are, what is the examples of this? Do you know, Rahul and Samit, what is the examples of this when we use right hand? Yes, correct, correct, very good. Generator. Okay, so this is one example in which we already have a motion, and then we want to find out the direction, what you say, direction of current or the induced EMF polarity. Okay, now here what we have is we already have a current due to which there will be a movement. Okay, now this direction we need to find out. So this is the difference between the left hand and right hand rule. Is this clear? Yes, yes, Rahul, tell me. Can we use? See, right hand thumb rule, yes. Right hand thumb rule, you can use it. Right hand thumb rule or right hand curl rule. I understand that right hand thumb rule, right? So that you can use. Okay, that you can use because that gives you the relation between the current and flux. You want to say right hand thumb rule only? No, you see, both means what? What you mean to say? No, you cannot see, you cannot use any one of them in both the cases. That is what you're asking? No, you cannot, because see, if you put it like this, your left hand and right hand will give you the opposite directions of motion. Okay, you see, if you put your right hand, what you say, fingers in perpendicular, and you put your left hand fingers in perpendicular. So let us suppose you put the, what you say, current direction upwards in both hands, and let us suppose you put the, what you say, magnetic field direction in the index finger. Then you will see that the thumbs will be pointing in opposite direction. So it is right, it's pointing in the opposite direction, right? So you cannot use it in both the cases. It is very case specific. Okay, so it is only used in this case, it is only used in this case. Okay, you cannot use the two things in both the cases. Okay, now so here, as I have discussed, that from the thumb we can find out the direction of the force. Okay, because the current is flowing here already, current is already flowing. Okay, then there is a magnetic field also present. So what will be the direction of the force which will be acting? So if you use the, what you say, left hand rule, left hand rule as per our discussion for finding out the motion of the direction of force. Okay, to find out the direction of force. So how you will find out? You put the fingers as I have discussed here, then you will see that your thumb will be pointing in the leftward side. Okay, so you will see, you can try it now. Okay, you can put the, what you say, current is upwards, so you put your what you say, this middle finger upwards, then you put the, what you say, your index finger into the computer or into the mobile, then you will see that your thumb will be pointing towards the left side. So what is the direction of force? The direction of force is in this side. Okay, so this force which is due to this current is BIL. Okay, I'm not deriving that BIL. How it is find is, it is actually, what you say, BQV. It is something like the force which is acting on the charge in the presence of the magnetic field. Okay, this is a little bit of a EMF, what you say, electromagnetic theory course kind of thing. So I'm not going into that much. That can be derived. Okay, so basically force acting on a charge in the presence of a magnetic field is given by BQV. Now here it is Q on a suppose charge dq. Okay, so dq, and what is v is dl by dt. So if I transfer this b dq by dt, and if I take only this L here, so it comes out to be BIL. Okay, like this. You can maybe see this, but for now you just remember that the force which is opposing this motion, okay, initial motion which was in the free space without friction, there was some motion, right? Now there is a what you say, opposition to this motion. Okay, now due to this, what will happen is that your speed will start to reduce. Okay, so due to this, the speed will start to reduce, and your EMF magnitude will also reduce. Your current, what you say, which is flowing, will reduce, and your this friction will also reduce as a result. Okay, like this. So we are not discussing these expressions. If you want to see these expressions in more detail, like how to express all this, you can see the professor's lectures. Okay, NPTEL lectures. You can see the lectures, right? So if you see his lectures, yes, tell me. अच्छा ठीक है, तो सी ये for solving these questions today, you did not need to what you say, know this much detail. Okay, but I will so I am discussing the things which are crucial for solving the assignment questions. Okay, because I also have to discuss the questions, right? And it becomes very difficult to discuss so much theory. So I am discussing the crucial parts which are there in the assignment questions. But if you want, I can discuss these things in the next class a little bit more. Okay, so that I can do. Whatever I feel is important as per the assignment questions, I try to discuss as much as possible. Okay, so you will see that this force, as I was discussing right now, the force due to this current will come out to be BIL. Okay, so you remember this. Now what we will see is, we will see some more things. Now some more things are in this. So here, as I discussed, this is the force. Now there is another thing. Another thing is that the kinetic energy. Okay, this kinetic energy of the, what you say, this moving conductor. So what is the kinetic energy of the moving conductor? Of mass m. Okay, so this is half m v naught square. Okay, this is the kinetic energy, initial kinetic energy of the conductor with mass m. Okay, so this is the what you say, kinetic energy. You will see that they will be asking you, okay, what is the, what you say, energy dissipated in the resistor? Okay, so you will see that the heat energy which is being dissipated in the resistor is nothing but this kinetic energy. Okay, there are some questions. We will see that you can directly find out. Okay, or you can also find out if suppose they're asking you to find the heat energy dissipated in the resistor. So how you can find out? This is I square R. I square R is the power, and what is energy? Energy is what? Power into time. Yes. So they may also give you this information that you can also find the what you say energy dissipated in this way. Okay. This is another way. And you know how to find the current. Current we have seen how to find, right? This is EMF by resistance, like this BLV not by R. So if you do this, you can also find like this. So you have to see what is the information given in the question, and according to this, you can either use this formula or you use this kinetic energy thing. Okay, like this. So this is how you solve these questions. So let us see some questions on this, okay? Because there are some questions on this. So let us go to the questions first. Then we will go to the next topic, and then we will go to the questions related to that. Okay, in that way it will be easier. So let us see its questions. Okay. So here, this is the question. So this is the common data for the three sub questions. Okay, now here what they have said, that this is a conductor AB. You see, this is the conductor AB here. Okay, this is being pushed at a constant velocity of 20 centimeter per second. So it is moving in this direction. You see, in this direction they have said pushing means it is moving in this direction. Okay, now the length of the conductor is 60 centimeter. This is the length is 60 centimeter. Mass is given, and the flux density, now the flux density they have given in this way. Okay, so the flux density is in this direction, 0.9. Yes. Okay, so is this a similar question? You will get the similar questions. Okay, you will get like 80 to 90% similar questions. There will be some theory questions which is generally there to see if people they, because see there has to be some distinguish between the people, right? Who are जो लोग मतलब lectures देख रहे हैं पूरा अच्छे से properly, तो उनके लिए थोड़ा सा score करने के लिए they give some what you say theory questions. Okay, but mostly जो numericals जो होगा it will be similar to the assignment only. Okay, or जो थोड़े okay, and there will be some little bit what you said tricky kind of what you say numericals, 1-2 will be there, not many. If you are able to solve these assignment questions, you will be able to score 80 to 85% marks. Okay, remaining marks you have to like see the what you say, like suppose I discuss this thing, right, कि जैसे if this force increases तो ये velocity decrease होगा, तो अब वो लोग उसमें हो सकता है कि कुछ थोड़ा सा एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा डिफिकल्ट सा पूछ दे, है ना, कि मतलब कि कैसे ये वेलोसिटी डिक्रीज हो रहा है, इसका इक्वेशन क्या है, ये सब प्रोफेसर ने डिस्कस किया है, तो उस इक्वेशन पे हो सकता है कुछ एक क्वेश्चन दे दे, वो सबको ही नहीं कर पाएगा, वो सिर्फ 2-3 पीपल कैन डू इट. ओके, so like that. So there will be some questions like that, but mostly the questions will be like this, which if you have solved the assignment properly you can solve it. Okay, so you can, so let us come back here. So it's like this. Now this is the flux density between the magnets. This is the flux density. Now they're saying that the resistance which they have connected is 2 ohms. Okay, now they're asking you to estimate the force applied on the conductor. So when will the force be applied on the conductor? We have discussed, right? When there is a current in the conductor like this. Okay, and you have a magnetic field like this, so you will have a force, right? You can find the expression of force also. So how you will, if you find the force, you will see that the force will be outside the plane. Okay, so force will be like this. You will see if you use the what you say Fleming's left hand rule, then you will see the force will be outside the paper plane. Okay, like this. So we have seen what is the force. Force is BIL. Okay, BIL. Yes. So we can find out the force applied on the conductor. So for finding out, so we have B, we have L, but we need current. So what is the current? So we have discussed this, right? We have discussed what is the current. Very simple, EMF by resistance. There is a EMF present, and then you have connected a resistance out at the output like this. So what will be the current flowing due to this EMF? It will be BLV not by R. Yes, BLV by R, like this. Okay. So what is this? This comes out to be I is equal to BLV by R. So you can find out I, and after finding out I, you use it here to find the force. Okay, so this is how also they have done. Now these formulas are very straightforward. Now what is the next mistake someone can do? The next mistake someone can do is in this SI units. Okay, so we know that what is the SI units? SI units are what you say, meter, seconds, like that, right? Kgs. Now if suppose information is given in centimeter, so you try to convert it into meter. If suppose information is given in grams, you try to convert this information into kgs. Okay, then only you will, because you see this EMF induced we get in terms of voltage, right? In terms of V. Now this volt is defined in SI units. Okay, so if you go to other units like American system or some other units like, so that will give you wrong answer. That will not be in volts. Okay, it will be volt to the power of something like, so it will not be exactly volts. Ha. Depending on ki what we have been, what has been used, है ना कि नहीं, it is always advisable कि सबको volts में, meters में क्या कहते हैं, you convert everything here because there are chances of mistakes, okay, in these kind of questions. So formulas are very straightforward, but you have to avoid these mistakes, so you always try to convert these things back. Okay, so like that. So in these kind of questions especially, okay, क्योंकि यहाँ पे देखो तुम क्या कर रहे हो, EMF you are relating to BLV. अब if you are relating current with voltage and resistance, तो ये this you know कि अच्छा if this is kilovolt, this becomes kilo ampere, right? So this you need not do, but for this case you need to be very what you say, very specific about the SI units. Okay, so so this is very simple question. So this is the mistake you have to avoid. Okay, this is a very very what is a silly mistake, but generally silly mistake में ही लोग marks lose करते हैं. ठीक है, तो what you have is you have B here, so we have B, then length is given in centimeters, you convert it into meters, so this becomes 0.6 meters. Okay, so this is in 0.6 meters. Then this is centimeter per second, so this is 0.2 मीटर पर सेकेंड. ओके, ये 20 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड है, इसको अगर मीटर पर सेकेंड में कन्वर्ट करना है तो वी नो दैट 1 सेंटीमीटर इज हाउ मच, 10 to the power minus 2 meters. ओके, so 20 into 10 power minus 2 meter per second. So this will give you 0.2 meter per second. So you use this here, so you will get the voltage in volts. Okay, then you will get the voltage in volts. If you're not using these things, if you're using centimeters and all, then your voltage, you will think, okay, it is a number, it is some number like what you say, 10.8, and you will think it is volt. No, it is not volt. Okay, then your units are not correct. Okay, now what about the current? Now current you can directly find. Current is voltage by R. And once you know the current, you used it here in the expression of force. So in the expression of force also, you have to take it in centimeter because force का SI unit भी Newton है, right? तो SI unit Newton है, तो SI unit तभी आएगा जब length को हमने मीटर में use किया है. Okay, so you have to use everything in meters and kgs. Okay, to get the, basically this is called as MKS system, right? MKS system or SI units. So like that. Okay, MKS means your, what you say, this is meters, M for meters, K for kgs, S for seconds. Okay, MKS system. Now let us go to the next question. Now in the next question, what we have to do, we have to estimate the power required to keep the conductor moving at the constant velocity of V is equals to 20 centimeter per second. Okay, now there are two ways of doing it. As I said कि पावर जो हमें यूज हो रहा है इसको मूव करने के लिए, ठीक है, एक तो तुम पावर कैसे निकाल सकते हो, पावर निकाल सकते हैं हम लोग फोर्स इनटू वेलोसिटी करके. ठीक है। दूसरा तरीका है कि अच्छा हमें पता है कि यहाँ पे पावर कितना है, ये मतलब कि जितना तुम वॉट एवर इज द पावर डिसिपेटेड इन द रेजिस्टर, दैट मच इज द, बिकॉज वी सी व्हाट वी हैव इक्वेटेड, वी सेड दैट कि काइनेटिक एनर्जी जितना हम लोग लगाएंगे उतना ही तो हीट डिसिपेट होगा, उतना ही डिसिपेट होगा। तो उसी लॉजिक से जितना ये मूवमेंट करने के लिए पावर है उतना ही तो यहाँ पे पावर कंज्यूम हुआ है रेजिस्टर में। ओके, सो लाइक दैट ऑल्सो यू कैन डू इट लाइक दिस। ओके, I square R. So from the previous question, we have already found out I, right? So this I 0.054 square into R, if you do, you will get the same answer. और इफ यू डू फोर्स इनटू वेलोसिटी, तो फोर्स भी हमने पिछले क्वेश्चन में निकाला था, तो फोर्स तो हमें ये आया था 29.16, तो 29.16 into this 0.2, हाँ, so this will give you 0.2 meter per second, so this will give you the what you say power. Okay, so in this way you can find out the what is the power required to keep the conductor moving. Okay, now let us go to the next question. Now in this next question they are saying that if suppose if we stop to push the conductor suddenly, then the conductor will continue to move for a while due to its inertia and some heat will be generated in the resistor during this time. Estimate the total heat generated in this period. मतलब they are saying कि अगर हम लोग अपना हाथ अब रिमूव कर लें तो एक फ्री मोशन होगा, मतलब वो क्योंकि क्योंकि ये फ्रिक्शनलेस सिस्टम है, ठीक है। तो फ्रिक्शनलेस सिस्टम में क्या होगा, इनिशियली तुमने जो पावर दिया उससे वो मूव कर रहा है, ठीक है, वो मूव करते जा रहा है। तो ये जो मूव जो करते जा रहा है इतने में यहाँ पे कुछ हीट डिसिपेशन हो रहा है, तो यही बोल रहे कि वो मूवमेंट से जो जो यहाँ पे जो हीट डिसिपेशन हुआ वो कितना हुआ, ठीक है। तो वी हैव सीन दैट इज नथिंग बट काइनेटिक एनर्जी इज गेटिंग ट्रांसलेटेड इनटू हीट एनर्जी। Okay, so what is the kinetic energy? It is nothing but half mv naught square, right? तो यहाँ पे देखो हाफ भी है, मास भी पता है हमें, एंड v नॉट भी पता है 0.2 स्क्वायर। सो इफ यू डू इट, एंड दिस इज इन केजी, तो इसको ग्राम में कन्वर्ट करने का जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है, दिस इज ऑलरेडी एसआई यूनिट। तो this is so if you calculate this you will get the energy in joules, because energy का SI यूनिट कितना है, जूल है, ठीक है। so you will get in joules, ठीक है। सो इन दिस वे यू कैन, बट दे आर आस्किंग इन मिली जूल्स, तो इसीलिए बहुत सारे लोग मिस्टेक करते हैं, ठीक है। अब सब कुछ कैलकुलेशन किया, एवरीथिंग इज करेक्ट, यू बट while entering the answer you are entering it as 0.01 joules, but they are asking the answer in millijoules. ओके, तो इसीलिए बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ना, ठीक है। और ये भी है कि तो this is the thing, okay, this is how you solve for this question. Now let us see the last two questions for this topic. ये टॉपिक का, ठीक है, अभी आर्मेचर बाइंडिंग बचा है। तो फॉर दिस टॉपिक यू सी व्हाट वी हैव इज that they have given us the new data. Okay, in the new data what they are saying that B is 0.8, length of the conductor is 0.8 meters. I am writing directly in meters. Okay, they are saying that the EMF induced is 0.11, EMF of the battery is 0.11 volt. The total resistance of the circuit is 1.2 ohms. Now 1.25 ohms, correct. Now they're saying if there is no friction at all, then at what velocity will the conductor move in steady state. बोलते हैं कि अगर यहाँ पे कोई फ्रिक्शन नहीं है तो मतलब कितना वेलोसिटी होगा, ठीक है, व्हाट विल बी द वेलोसिटी। तो इफ सपोज देयर इज नो फ्रिक्शन, मतलब फ्रिक्शन मतलब क्या, फ्रिक्शन क्यों आएगा, पहली बात तो यहाँ पे फ्रिक्शन इज व्हाट, फ्रिक्शन इज नथिंग बट द, हाँ, अपोजिंग फोर्स, अपोजिंग फोर्स, राइट, फोर्स जो मूवमेंट को अपोज करे उसको फ्रिक्शन बोलते हैं। अब यहाँ पे फ्रिक्शन कैसे आएगा, यहाँ पे फ्रिक्शन तो BIL की वजह से आएगा, ठीक है। तो ये बोल रहे हैं कि अगर कोई फ्रिक्शन नहीं है, मतलब अभी कोई करंट नहीं फ्लो कर रहा है, ठीक है, अभी जस्ट मतलब तुम्हारा ये ऐसा है कि मतलब दिस इज द थिंग, द स्विच इज ओपन लाइक दिस इज द रेजिस्टर, मतलब करंट बोल रहे हैं इनडायरेक्टली कि करंट अभी जीरो है, ठीक है, करंट अभी फ्लो नहीं कर रहा, क्योंकि करंट जीरो है तो फोर्स भी तो नहीं होगा, ठीक है। तो इस सिचुएशन पे what is the velocity, ठीक है। तो what is the velocity, how we will find, so you see they have given us that this EMF is 0.11 volts, okay। So from using this EMF, you know that okay, EMF induced is BLV, B पता है, L पता है, E भी दिया हुआ है, तो हम लोग B निकाल सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो V will be nothing but E by BL. Okay, so if you do this, you will get the velocity. Okay, so they are asking in what units, you read it, centimeter per second. तो तुमने सब कुछ calculate किया, you will get it in meter per second. That you will have to what you say translate it back to centimeter per second. क्योंकि ये questions easy है ना. You see these questions are simple to solve. तो इसीलिए ये लोग जब पिछले असाइनमेंट में जब देवर टेकिंग द आंसर्स, इन्होंने किसको चेंज किया, इन्होंने बस ये इन सबको चेंज किया, मिली वॉट में पूछ दिया या कुछ चीज उन्होंने मिली न्यूटन में पूछ दिया. समझ रहे हो? लाइक यू हैव सॉल्व फॉर दिस, यू आर गेटिंग इन न्यूटन. तो अगर कोई ध्यान से नहीं पढ़े तो वो तो न्यूटन एंटर करेगा, राइट? सो फॉर introducing this little bit of trickiness, they have changed it to milli-Newton. Similarly here also they are asking, you have solved it, you will get it in watts. Okay, this you will get it in watts, but here they're asking it in milliwatts. So this is what they do in the simple questions. They make it such that you do silly mistakes. Okay, so silly mistakes nahi karna. So otherwise these questions you can score easily marks. Okay, like that. Now let us go to the last question of this question series of this moving conductor. So now they're saying ki suppose if there is a constant friction. Okay, now there is a friction. So they are saying ki now there is a friction force. So at what velocity will the conductor move in the steady state? तो बोल रहे स्टेडी स्टेट में कितना, अगर ये सपोज करो एक मतलब फ्रिक्शन इतना है, तो फ्रिक्शन मतलब कितना BIL इतना है. ठीक है, तो इससे हम लोग को करंट मिल जाएगा. करंट विल बी नथिंग बट फ्रिक्शन बाय BL. तो अब ये बोल रहे हैं कि अब क्योंकि अब हमें पता है कि जब करंट फ्लो कर रहा है और जब फ्रिक्शन है तो क्या होगा कि हमारा EMF तो रिड्यूस होगा. ये EMF में तो थोड़ा सा ड्रॉप आएगा, राइट? क्योंकि वेलोसिटी तो थोड़ा स्लो हो जाएगा ना, वेलोसिटी थोड़ा स्लो हो जाएगा, इट विल रिड्यूस स्लाइटली. ये फ्रिक्शन की वजह से तो वेलोसिटी रिड्यूस होगा, तो कितना रिड्यूस होगा. ठीक है, तो ये कैसे पता लगाएंगे, ये ऐसे पता लगाएंगे. ठीक है, तो ये बोल रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे करंट फ्लो कर रहा है और ये रेजिस्टेंस है, तो जो EMF जो रिड्यूस होगा, ठीक है, सो न्यू EMF is nothing but your this initial EMF E minus IR. ठीक है, this will give you the new BLV new. ओके, एक था BLV नॉट जो E के बराबर था जब करंट फ्लो होना शुरू नहीं हुआ था. ठीक है, जब पहली बार when it was moving, when initially it was moving, there like this switch was not closed. Let us suppose this circuit was not closed or it just started moving. ठीक है, तो तब में क्या हुआ था कि वो फ्रीली मूव कर रहा था BLV नॉट की वजह से और इसमें पूरा EMF आ रहा था. अब जैसे ही करंट फ्लो होने लगा, करंट की वजह से क्या हुआ कि अपोजिंग फोर्स आया. अपोजिंग फोर्स होने की वजह से वेलोसिटी रिड्यूस हुआ. अब हमें वो न्यू वेलोसिटी निकालना है कि कितना रिड्यूस होके V न्यू बन गया. मतलब V नॉट गॉट रिड्यूस्ड एंड बिकेम V न्यू. तो हमें V न्यू निकालना, तो V न्यू कैसे निकालेंगे, हमें पता है कि ये न्यू EMF कितना हो जाएगा, न्यू EMF विल बी E minus IR इन इलेक्ट्रिकल टर्म्स में. तो ये ड्रॉप तो IR के बराबर होगा ना EMF में, तो IR के बराबर ड्रॉप होगा, और ये पूरा जो नया EMF जो आएगा वो BLV न्यू के इक्वल होगा. तो इस तरह से हम लोग V न्यू निकाल सकते हैं. ठीक है, ये थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन था, थोड़ा सा. ठीक है, लेकिन इसको भी ध्यान से पढ़ने से और ये अगर समझ में आ जाता है. हाँ हाँ हाँ, तो अगर ये समझ में आ जाता है तो फिर पता है कि अच्छा कैसे क्या निकालना है. ठीक है, अब इसी में कोई पूछ सकता है कि अच्छा तुम्हारा मतलब हाउ मच इज द, अब कोई बोलेगा व्हाट इज द न्यू काइनेटिक एनर्जी. तो न्यू काइनेटिक एनर्जी यू कैन फाइंड हाफ mv न्यू स्क्वायर, राइट? और old kinetic energy was half mv naught square, old kinetic energy. ठीक है, this is new kinetic energy. तो you will see that कि I square R, in that case I square R power loss, or if I write energy loss, okay, that will come out to be the difference between the old and new. तो दिस इज ऑल्सो अनदर क्वेश्चन विच दे कैन आस्क. ओके, तो ये सब अगर समझ में आता है ना तो कर सकते हैं, समझ रहे हैं. तो बोल सकते हैं कि अच्छा तुम्हारा कितना लॉस हुआ, कितना हीट डिसिपेट हुआ रेजिस्टर में, तो कितना हीट डिसिपेट हुआ रेजिस्टर में डायरेक्टली आई स्क्वायर आर कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, हाँ डायरेक्टली कर सकते हो कि अच्छा इतना ही डिसिपेट हुआ मेरे रजिस्टर में. और कोई बोलेगा कि अच्छा वो मतलब ये ऐसे पूछ सकता है कि तुमको मास का इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं दिया है, like they have not given you the mass information. Someone can say okay indirectly कि what is the change in kinetic energy. So the change in kinetic energy is equal to the energy loss dissipated here. हाँ, dissipated here. So so if you understand these things you can solve like इधर से उधर घुमा के क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे ज्यादा से ज्यादा, और क्या. ठीक है, so you have to understand this. Okay, so in this week also you are having similar questions. So in this topic also you क्या कहते हैं these similar kind of questions are there. हाँ ठीक है. So is there anything which is like anything which you have doubt regarding that? So I will maybe discuss it, like suppose I discuss this another part, right, except from the question. तो ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन है जो जिसमें कुछ पार्ट है ऐसा जो समझ में नहीं आ रहा? ठीक है, तो you will be able to, I hope you will be able to solve. Okay, if you're not able to solve you can just maybe ask me in that comment section कि अच्छा ऐसा ऐसा this is the question, now how to calculate. Okay, like that, if in case there is a हाँ, yes, there you can ask. Okay, okay, now let us go here. Now in that similar thing we can apply for a disk, like जैसे यहाँ पे एक moving conductor था, वैसे suppose करो there is a what is a rotating disk. Okay, so let us say there is a disk which is rotating. Okay, so suppose this disk is rotating. Now this picture I have taken from the professor's lectures only क्योंकि उन्होंने derive किया है. तो the formula जो कैसे आ रहा है directly, हाँ, so I will हाँ I will explain. ठीक है, for that I am there ना, so that for that only I am there. ठीक है, तो अब क्या है, ये बोल रहे हैं कि ये मतलब डिस्क है. ठीक है, दिस इज अ डिस्क. अब ये डिस्क जो है इट इज रोटेटिंग एट सपोज एन व्हाट यू से रोटेशन पर सेकेंड. मतलब एक सेकेंड में इट इज रोटेटिंग एन टाइम्स. मतलब इट इज रोटेटिंग वेरी फास्ट. ठीक है, लाइक मतलब होता है ना एक सेकंड में इट इज रोटेटिंग वेरी फास्ट, लाइक योर फैन आल्सो रोटेट्स वेरी फास्ट, राइट, इन अ सेकंड. लाइक इट may rotate like whatever is the rpm, so you can convert it back to what you say like that. Okay, rotation per second. So if suppose this is rpm, it is rotation per minute. So if suppose something is rotating 60 times in a minute, so per second it will be rps is rpm by 60. Okay, दिस इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन द, क्योंकि वी नो कि एक मिनट में तो 60 सेकेंड्स होते हैं, तो अगर हमें एक पर सेकंड निकालना है मतलब रोटेशन पर सेकंड निकालना है, ठीक है, तो व्हाट विल बी, इट विल बी डिवाइडेड बाय 60, तो इट विल गिव मी कि अच्छा अगर एक फुल मिनट में समथिंग इज रोटेटिंग 5 टाइम्स. ठीक है, तो एक सेकंड में कितने बार मतलब रोटेशन होगा, इन 60 मिनट्स इट इज सॉरी 60 सेकेंड्स इट इज रोटेटिंग 5 टाइम्स, सो इन 1 सेकंड इट विल बी 5 by 60 टाइम्स, राइट, लाइक दैट. ओके, लाइक दैट. सो मैं इसको अभी एरेज कर रही हूँ, ये मैंने ऐसे एक्स्ट्रा में बताया. ठीक है, सो now coming back here, तो let us now try to find out what is the EMF induced. हमें यहाँ पे भी EMF induced निकालना है कि ये एक मतलब ये है हमारा मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, दिस इज द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड B जो कि इनटू द प्लेन जा रहा है, मतलब पेपर के अंदर जा रहा है. ठीक है, तो अब हम लोग ये डिस्क को ऊपर से देख रहे हैं, तो अगर तुम्हारा डिस्क के यहाँ ऊपर में नॉर्थ पोल है, डिस्क के नीचे में साउथ पोल है, जैसे ओरियो बिस्किट होता है ना, इन लाइक अ बिस्किट. so you are seeing from the up, so from the up you are seeing mean मतलब north to south pole, मतलब it is moving into the plane, right. अगर हम लोग टॉप व्यू देखेंगे तो it is moving into the plane like that. तो टॉप से देखने में तो ऊपर से नीचे जा रहा है, तो ऊपर से नीचे तो ऐसे ही आएगा. ठीक है, तो ये इसका साइड व्यू है और ये इसका टॉप व्यू है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द टॉप व्यू एंड दैट इज द साइड व्यू. Now what we need to do is, here also we have a rotation, we have a flux density. Now what we need to find, we need to find out what is the EMF induced. Okay, what will the voltage be generated बिटवीन दिस पॉइंट ए एंड दिस पॉइंट ओ। ठीक है, इन दोनों पॉइंट्स के बीच में कितना ईएमएफ जनरेट हुआ, हमें ये निकालना है। तो कैसे निकालेंगे? पहली बात तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू कैन जस्ट थिंक ऑफ इट लाइक मल्टीपल कंडक्टर्स। जैसे ये सपोज करो ये एक कंडक्टर है, वैसे सपोज करो ये एक और कंडक्टर है, वैसे सपोज करो ये भी एक और कंडक्टर है, लाइक दैट यू हैव मल्टीपल कंडक्टर्स। तो अब एक कंडक्टर में लेट अस सपोज कि दिस इज dx, okay, dx, and this is x. So first, so what is the expression of EMF in a conductor? It is basically BLV. तो हम लोग ये बोल रहे हैं कि सो दिस वेलोसिटी, ये वेलोसिटी हमारा क्या है? ये वेलोसिटी टेंजेंशियल वेलोसिटी है, मतलब ये वेलोसिटी ऐसा है। ठीक है, तो ये तो वैसा ही हो गया ना। इफ यू सी लाइक दिस, इट इज अ मूविंग कंडक्टर विच इज मूविंग लाइक दिस, और इसका एक लेंथ है, राइट? so so it can be written like this, it can be written like this whole b uh, what I'm saying is कि अगर हमें एक छोटे से लेंथ dx पे हमें अगर dex emf निकालना है, ठीक है, d मतलब छोटा, जैसे छोटा सा इसमें से हमने इस कंडक्टर में से एक छोटा सा लेंथ ले लिया सपोज करो। पहली बात तो ये डिस्क है, तो मैंने डिस्क को मैंने एक लाइन में मैंने पहले डिवाइड किया, ठीक है, बहुत सारी लाइंस। वन डिस्क इज मेड ऑफ लॉट ऑफ लाइंस, और एक लाइन में एक छोटा सा पार्ट लिया है, ठीक है। तो ये छोटे से पार्ट में व्हाट विल बी द छोटा सा ईएमएफ एज पर द मूविंग कंडक्टर एक्सप्रेशन? इट विल बी BLV, जहाँ पे L लेंथ कितना है, dx है, क्योंकि ये लाइन का तो छोटा सा लेंथ dx होगा, तो दिस इज b dx into vx। ओके, now let us try to find out what is the value of now vx। ठीक है, तो vx कैसे निकालेंगे? तो पहली बात तो अगर सपोज करो ये पॉइंट है, अगर हम लोग ये पॉइंट पर हैं, ठीक है, तो ये पॉइंट को का कितना वेलोसिटी आएगा? तो व्हाट विल बी द वेलोसिटी? वेलोसिटी इज नथिंग बट लेंथ बाय टाइम। वेलोसिटी इज नथिंग बट लेंथ बाय टाइम, मतलब या तो अभी ये कितना, ये टेंजेंशियल वेलोसिटी है। तो टेंजेंशियल वेलोसिटी मतलब ये कितना लेंथ कवर कर रहा है? ये एक सरकमफ्रेंस कवर कर रहा है। अगर जैसे सपोज सपोज समवन इज स्टैंडिंग हियर, ठीक है, नाउ दैट पर्सन हैज टू वॉक दिस होल पाथ। समझ में आया? तो ये कितना हुआ? ये हो गया सपोज करो 2πr, 2πr, ठीक है। तो 2πr ये पॉइंट पूरा 2πr देखता है, ठीक है, क्योंकि अब अभी 2πr देखता है, लेकिन अब अगर हम लोग देखें तो ये एक सेकेंड में तो ये n टाइम्स रोटेट कर रहा था nrps से। तो ये 2πr इंटू n, मतलब उसको n बार ऐसे ऐसे घूमना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। और ये पर सेकेंड ही है, तो इसका टाइम तो 1 सेकेंड में ही देख रहे, तो ये 1 सेकेंड है डिनोमीटर में। तो ये वेलोसिटी कितना आ गया? 2πrn, ठीक है, 2πrn। अब हम लोग क्या करेंगे? अब हम लोग बस इसको इंटीग्रेट कर देंगे, ठीक है। इंटीग्रेट कैसे करेंगे? सो हियर वी हैव दिस ex, सो dex इज bvx dx, ठीक है, दिस इज द एक्सप्रेशन। नाउ हियर क्योंकि ये dx है, तो dx को हम लोग 0 to r इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं, तो दिस वी आर इंटीग्रेटिंग फ्रॉम 0 to r। Okay, so if I integrate from 0 to r, so first of all what is my vx? vx, अब ये जो पूरा ये जो है, if you see this line is made up of similar kind of points, right? जैसे ये पॉइंट था, वैसे तो ये सब बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स पे हो सकता है। तो इसीलिए x डिस्टेंस पे तो इसका क्या होगा? ये जैसे जैसे ये r डिस्टेंस पे 2πr था, वैसे ये x डिस्टेंस पे 2πx होगा, ठीक है। तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे मैंने क्या कर रही हूँ, इन द एक्सप्रेस हियर इंस्टेड ऑफ v ऑफ x, मतलब वेलोसिटी एट डिस्टेंस x, मतलब ये वेलोसिटी एट r था, मतलब r पे ये 2πrn होता है, ठीक है। तो वेलोसिटी एट एनी x इट विल बी व्हाट? इट विल बी 2 pi, so I'm writing it here now. So this will be 2 pi x. This is where? This is 2 pi x n. ठीक है? Like this. This is b dx. And this is from 0 to r. ठीक है? So this will come out to be 2 pi n b r. Now here somehow, so this is x dx. तो x dx का इंटीग्रेशन क्या होता है? r square by x square by 2. हाँ, तो मैं उसमें बस r square by 2 डाल दे रही हूँ. ठीक है? तो this will come out to be pi r square n b, which is, हाँ, which is nothing but pi r square एरिया है इस प्लेट का, तो b a n. ठीक है? तो ये हमारा ईएमएफ इंड्यूस्ड आ जाएगा. इस पूरे प्लेट पे कितना ओवरऑल ईएमएफ इंड्यूस हुआ है? दिस इज द एक्सप्रेशन. इसमें कुछ डाउट आया? देखो ये सब एग्जैक्टली नो वन विल आस्क यू द डेरिवेशन. आई नो द डेरिवेशन में बहुत कुछ assumptions लिया गया है. दिस इज नॉट, इट विल बी एन एमसीक्यू एग्जाम, राइट? दे विल एक्सपेक्ट यू टू नो दिस. ओके, दे विल एक्सपेक्ट यू टू नो दिस फॉर्मूला. बट आई हैव दिस. क्या नहीं आएगा एग्जाम में? एमसीक्यू नहीं आएगा एग्जाम? कैसे डिस्क्रिप्टिव एग्जाम है? नहीं नहीं, एमसीक्यू नहीं है, बट दे विल आस्क यू द न्यूमेरिकल टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, राइट? अब न्यूमेरिकल टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस में तो डेरिवेशन तो नहीं होगा ना, समझ रहे हो? ये बोल रहे हो मैं, ठीक है? So like that. So this is how you find the EMF induced in the plate. Okay. So let us go in that one question which is there on that. Okay. So ये this is the question. So let me do this. तो ये बोल रहे हैं कि एक so there is a generator which is having homopolar DC generator, means it is a generator based on the what you say disk. Okay, like that. So indirectly they're saying it is a disk. Okay, so अब उस area उस disk का कितना है? एरिया उस डिस्क का है 0.7 मीटर स्क्वायर. ठीक है? रिमेंबर कि ईएमएफ का एक्सप्रेशन था NBA, जहां पे n जो है रोटेशन पर सेकेंड था. ठीक है? B also they have given you. B is 1.1 Tesla. ठीक है? and this speed they have given it in RPM. ठीक है? तो रोटेशन पर सेकेंड में कितना हो जाएगा? RPM by 60. ठीक है? क्योंकि as I said कि if something is rotating like in 60 seconds, something is rotating suppose x times, then in 1 second it will rotate x by 60 times, like that. ठीक है? So with that way you can calculate 1700 by 60 and now just directly formula apply करना है. ठीक है? So they will ask you to remember these things. That is all. For exam, you have to remember these things. You don't have to remember the derivation. You have to, agar derivation, if you can understand, it is very good. But you don't have to remember it. Okay, you just have to apply this formula. Okay, that is all. तो यहाँ पे क्या है? तो here we have 1700 by 60 into B into this 0.7. It is already in meter square. So don't worry. Okay. So this is in meter square. So if you do this, you will get your EMF induced. Okay. So let us now go to the lap winding. Okay. So we will discuss some things. So first of all, I will discuss what is a coil. Okay. So what is a coil? A coil is like this. Like this is the set of a coil which is placed inside between the north and south pole, so that the EMF is induced across it. Okay. तो एक कॉइल के across में you get an EMF. ठीक है? तो ये एक कॉइल है. Now here this coil can be a single turn coil or a multi turn coil. सिंगल टर्न कॉइल मतलब ये ऐसे सिंगल रहेगा. ठीक है? इसमें बस एक ही टर्न है. अब मल्टी टर्न कॉइल मतलब इट विल बी लाइक दिस. ठीक है? देन अगेन हाँ, इट विल बी लाइक दिस. सो देयर विल बी मल्टीपल टर्न्स. ओके, लाइक दिस इज अ मल्टी टर्न कॉइल. इसमें 2 टर्न्स है. दिस इज अ 2 टर्न कॉइल. ठीक है? लाइक दिस. So here, so if you will see that in here what we have is we have placed a, this is a 4-pole machine. 4-pole machine मतलब इसमें 4 मतलब 2 नॉर्थ पोल है, 2 साउथ पोल है, तो टोटल 4 पोल्स, ठीक है, 1 पोल, 2 पोल, 3 पोल, 4 पोल मशीन, ठीक है। अब ये 4 पोल मशीन में वी हैव टेकन कि दीज आर द स्लॉट्स, ठीक है, ये स्लॉट्स है, ये एक स्लॉट है, ठीक है, और इन्होंने इनको इधर ड्रॉ करना था, ठीक है, जो भी है, ठीक है। सो यू अंडरस्टैंड राइट, सो दिस इज द स्लॉट, दिस इज अनदर स्लॉट, this is another slot like this, ठीक है। So like this you have slots. So here if you will count, you will see that this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 slots, okay, this is 12 slots. So here for the 12 slots, if you see, so how many slots per pole? So here the slots per pole are, there are 4 poles, okay. So slots per pole are 12 by 4, 3 slots per pole, ठीक है। Now remember कि नॉर्थ से साउथ पोल में we generally take it as 180 degrees, okay, कि between north and south pole the electrical degrees are 180 degrees, okay, this is electrical degree. So see हाँ हाँ, थीटा इलेक्ट्रिकल, करेक्ट। तो यहाँ नॉर्थ से साउथ पोल के बीच में दिस इज 180 डिग्री, ठीक है। सिमिलरली यहाँ पे भी एक और 180 डिग्री, और यहाँ पे भी एक और 180 डिग्री, और यहाँ पे भी एक और 180 डिग्री। तो यहाँ पे मतलब अगर अगर थीटा इलेक्ट्रिकल टोटल देखें तो कितना होगा, 180 डिग्री इंटू नंबर ऑफ पोल्स, ठीक है। सो दिस विल बी माई टोटल, सो दिस इज हाउ मच, सो 180 डिग्री इंटू 4। पर अगर हम लोग देखें थीटा मैकेनिकल टोटल, थीटा मैकेनिकल टोटल तो 360 डिग्री ही होता है, राइट। So this is the situation. So what is the relation between theta mechanical and theta electrical? So theta electrical is P by 2 theta mechanical, ठीक है। तो ये हमेशा सेटिस्फाई होगा, जैसे वी नो कि अच्छा मैकेनिकल डिग्री तो 360 डिग्री है, पर इलेक्ट्रिकल डिग्री तो एक दो पोल्स के बीच में 180 डिग्री होता है, ओके। तो अगर तो जनरली क्या होता है, व्हाट इज द प्रैक्टिस इज कि एक कॉइल जो होता है, बिकॉज एक कॉइल यू आर प्लेसिंग सच कि उनके बीच का जो एंगल जो है, बेसिकली दिस कॉइल स्पैन, दिस इज 180 डिग्रीज, okay, then only you will get EMF induced, okay, like full, this is called as a full pitched coil, okay. So let me write these things. I think in a fresh slide I should write whatever I'm discussing, okay. So first of all, single turn coil has only one turn, okay, it's like this. Multi-turn, हाँ, मल्टीपल, और 2 भी हो सकता है, 4 भी हो सकता है, जितना भी हो सकता है, ठीक है, मल्टीपल टर्न्स। फॉर एग्जाम्पल 2, जैसे मैंने 2 का ड्रॉ किया, तो आई विल ड्रॉ 2, ठीक है, लाइक दिस। नाउ coil span is 180 degrees, okay, coil span is 180 degrees. So एक coil जो होता है वो एक पोल से दूसरे पोल के बीच में होता है, ठीक है। सो इफ दिस एंड ऑफ द कॉइल इज अंडर नॉर्थ पोल, then you will see that this end of the coil will be under south pole. Okay, so that this angle is 180 degree. हाँ, now what is the relation between theta electrical and theta mechanical? It is theta electrical is p by 2 times of theta mechanical. ठीक है, तो अब देखें हम लोग, तो मैंने यहाँ पे क्या लिखा था, आई रोट कि देर आर टोटल 12 स्लॉट्स एंड देर आर 4 पोल्स, तो देर आर 3 स्लॉट्स पर पोल, ठीक है। तो सपोज करो वी आर स्टार्टिंग विथ दिस, सपोज दिस स्लॉट वी आर स्टार्टिंग, ये एक स्लॉट है, ठीक है। और ये एक स्लॉट में इन्होंने क्या किया है, इट इज लाइक दिस, सो आई एम ड्रॉइंग 12 लाइक दिस, ठीक है। मैं से 12 ड्रॉ कर देते हूँ, ये उसी का लैटरल व्यू है, मतलब वो ऐसे ऐसे एंगुलर व्यू दिया हुआ था, आई एम ड्राइंग इट लैटरली। सो दिस इज सपोज फर्स्ट स्लॉट, टू स्लॉट, थर्ड स्लॉट, फोर्थ स्लॉट, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12। ठीक है। अब ये देखो, द 3 स्लॉट्स आर अंडर सपोज नॉर्थ पोल, लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द नॉर्थ पोल। सो दिस इज अंडर नॉर्थ पोल, दिस इज हाँ साउथ पोल, ठीक है। दिस इज हाँ, एंड देन इट इज साउथ, ठीक है, ये ऐसा है। तो you see this is 12 slots and there are 4 poles. So as I said, there are 3 slots per pole. तो यहाँ पे slot 1, slot 2, slot 3 north pole के अंदर है, slot 4, slot 5, slot 6 south pole के अंदर है, slot 7, slot 8, slot 9 north pole के अंदर, और फिर अगेन slot 10, 11, 12 south pole के अंदर, ठीक है। अब अगर हम लोग देखें, अगर एक दिस इज slot, ओके, दिस slot है, तो इन अ slot यू कैन हैव अ ओनली सिंगल कॉइल, मतलब एक ही कॉइल का एक टर्न, मतलब एक कॉइल का एक एंड अगर हो सकता है, या फिर दो एंड हो सकते, दो अलग अलग कॉइल्स के एंड हो सकते हैं, ठीक है। अगर सिंगल एंड होता है तो इसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, इसको हम लोग सिंगल लेयर वाइंडिंग बोलते हैं, सिंगल लेयर, ठीक है। और अगर यहाँ पे दो लेयर्स ऐसे होते हैं तो इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं डबल लेयर वाइंडिंग, ठीक है। नाउ दिस इज द केस, तो फॉर नाउ, हाँ हाँ हाँ, चार भी होता है, चार भी होता है, करेक्ट। तो ऐसे चार, डबल में चार भी हो सकता है, 6 भी हो सकता है, लाइक दैट, ओके। तो फॉर नाउ आई एम टेकिंग इट इज 2, ओके, ओनली 2 इन द डबल लेयर। तो लैप वाइंडिंग कैसा होता है, ओके, इन अ लैप वाइंडिंग, सो वी आर स्टार्टिंग सपोज एट द स्लॉट 1, सो वी आर स्टार्टिंग एट स्लॉट 1, ठीक है। तो अब ये जो है, ये कहाँ तक जाएगा, ये हमारा जाएगा 4 तक, ठीक है। because so because we want from north to south and we want a 180-degree span, right? तो हमें पता है कि यहाँ मतलब इसके बाद जो इतना जो है ये 180 डिग्री है, तो इसलिए ये 4 पर आएगा इसका एंड। सपोज करो ये नीचे आ रहा है, ठीक है, तो ये ऐसे आया। अब ये क्या होगा, नाउ फ्रॉम हियर, from 2 also similarly I can go like this. So how this comes back, actually there is a return part also, so you understand, okay. So from 2 we go to 3, 4, 5, 5, okay, एक, हाँ ये 5 तक जाएगा और सो ऑन, यू गेट द आइडिया, ठीक है। और ये क्या करते हैं हम लोग, ये 4 से अभी हम लोग ये वापस से इस 2 पर आ जाते हैं, ठीक है, ऐसे, ताकि ये कंटिन्यूअस रहे। सीरीज में लगा देते हैं, मतलब इन सबको सीरीज में लगा देते हैं, ऐसे से अलग अलग करके फिर इनको सीरीज में लगा देते हैं। तो ये सीरीज वाला पार्ट मैं ऐसे ड्रॉ कर दे रही हूँ, ठीक है। तो ये इधर आया, ठीक है। वैसे ये भी जो होगा, ये भी ये नीचे आना था, तो ये नीचे से फिर ये इधर जाएगा, फिर ये 3 से फिर कंटिन्यू होगा, तो ये लैप वाइंडिंग होता है, ठीक है। दिस इज हाउ वी मेक द लैप वाइंडिंग। तो अगर हम लोग देखें तो तो फॉर अ डबल, सो इफ आई गो टू दिस पिक्चर, वेयर इज अनदर पिक्चर, okay, there is not a better picture here. Okay, so in that way I can write, so you will see that for double layer winding, number of coils are equal to number of slots. ओके, क्योंकि ये जो जा रहा है, ये देखो, ये यहां से अगर तुम इसको काउंट करें अगर हम लोग, तो ये एक कॉइल है, राइट, दिस इज कॉइल नंबर 1, फिर ये कॉइल नंबर 2 है, ठीक है। तो ऐसे ऐसे करके फिर अगर इफ आई ड्रॉ, देयर विल बी 12 कॉइल्स एंड यू विल सी कि they will be all closed, okay, so it is, so number of coils are equal to number of slots. For single layer winding, number of coils by 2. सिंगल लेयर, हाँ सिंगल लेयर, डबल लेयर के लिए इक्वल होता है, पर ये सिंगल लेयर के लिए बाई 2 हो जाता है, ठीक है, like this. Now what else we need to discuss? We need to discuss the, okay, this commutator segments, the brush and all that, okay, ठीक है। So that is the situation. Now if you see, because this is a DC machine, so we need to put the commutator segments and we need to put the brushes, okay. So here you will see that for the lap winding, okay, number of brushes is equal to number of poles, ठीक है, number of parallel paths is also equal to this number of brushes only, ठीक है। So this is same as number of poles. Then what else is there? Let me try to think. Number of commutator segments is equal to number of slots. Okay. So just remember these things. Okay. Let us now see the questions. Questions are very straightforward. ये ऐसे ऐसे questions ही पूछे इन्होंने, मतलब direct questions पूछे हैं, ठीक है। तो as such you have to just remember these what you say, these things, okay. If you remember these things and whatever I have discussed here also in this one, ठीक है, this one, then you will be able to solve most of the questions, okay. Then this 180 degree thing also you remember, okay. This is also important, like someone may ask you, okay, what is the coil span, so it is equivalent to 180 degree, okay, or in number of slots it is total number of slots per pole, ठीक है। तो ये जो ग्रीन में जो है ना, इसको याद रखने से ये सब क्वेश्चंस बन जाएंगे, ओके। सो let us see the questions. So here the question is that 6-pole DC machine has 36 rotor slots housing a double layer simplex lap winding. All coils are full pitched. Full pitched का मतलब 180 डिग्री है, ठीक है, कॉइल के बीच में 180 डिग्री एंगल है. Slots are numbered from 1 to 36. So how many coils does the armature have? We have seen that for a double layer winding, okay, for a double layer winding, number of coils is equal to number of slots. हाँ, here ये वाला. So we can directly tell it. तो हमें पूछे कि कितना कॉइल्स है आर्मेचर में, हमें नंबर ऑफ स्लॉट्स बताया 36 है, तो नंबर ऑफ कॉइल्स इज नथिंग बट नंबर ऑफ स्लॉट्स इक्वल टू 36. ओके, नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज कि बोल रहे हैं कि अ पर्टिकुलर कॉइल हैज वन ऑफ इट्स साइड्स इन द स्लॉट नंबर 6, देन इन विच स्लॉट नंबर द अदर साइड ऑफ द कॉइल इज. ठीक है, तो हमें कितना बता, तो पहली बात हमें क्या करना है, वी नो कि एक कॉइल जो होता है, एक कॉइल का एक एंड जो होता है वो सपोज करो नॉर्थ पोल के अंडर में है, तो दूसरा एंड साउथ पोल के अंडर में होता है. और ये कितना होता है, ये कॉइल स्पैन के इक्वल होता है, जो कि इक्वल है 180 डिग्री और नंबर ऑफ स्लॉट्स पर पोल. ओके, so you see this is number of slots, total number of slots per pole. ठीक है, टोटल नंबर, टोटल लिखना भूल गई. ठीक है, टोटल नंबर ऑफ स्लॉट्स पर पोल. तो यहाँ पे टोटल नंबर ऑफ स्लॉट्स कितना है, 36. पोल कितना है, हाँ 6. हाँ देखो 6 पोल्स है, 6 पोल्स. ठीक है, तो ये कितना हो गया, ये 6 हो गया. तो ये क्या है, 6 होना चाहिए. हाँ, नंबर ऑफ स्लॉट 6 है, मतलब इन दोनों के बीच में 6 स्लॉट्स और आते हैं. तो अगर ये हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि हम लोग 6 स्लॉट पे स्टार्ट किए, ठीक है, तो एक तो ये हो सकता है, और यही तो दूसरा क्या है, दूसरा है ये. ऐसे भी तो हो सकता है ना. तो ये 6 है, तो 6 से और 6 गए इधर, तो 6 + 6 12. और दूसरे इस डायरेक्शन में अगर गए तो 6 - 6 0. पर 0 तो होता नहीं है कुछ, है ना, क्योंकि स्लॉट को तो तुम नंबर, तो कोई किसी को तो नंबर 0 नहीं देते हैं ना हम लोग. अगर किसी को नंबरिंग करते तो 1 नंबर, 2 नंबर, 3 ऐसे करके बोलते हैं. तो वैसे जैसे 360 डिग्री में 360 डिग्री इज इक्वल टू 0 डिग्री, यहाँ पे भी जो लास्ट जो स्लॉट है, जो लास्ट स्लॉट है, लास्ट स्लॉट इज इक्वल टू 0. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे लास्ट स्लॉट क्या है, लास्ट स्लॉट है 36. ओके, तो आंसर क्या हो सकता है, या तो 12 हो सकता है या तो 36 लास्ट स्लॉट. ठीक है, क्योंकि लास्ट के बाद तो रिपीट होता है ना, क्योंकि ये देखोगे तो वाइंडिंग तो सर्कुलर है. तो यहां से अगर शुरू किया, तो जैसे यहाँ पे 6 आया, 12, 18, 24, 30, तो ये 36 होगा. इसलिए इट्स अ सर्कुलर थिंग, राइट. तो इसलिए 36 एंड 0 पोजिशन आर सेम. So that is why they are saying कि what is the other side of the coil if the other side is not in slot number 12. मतलब बोले 12 को छोड़ के दूसरा कौन सा है, दूसरा 36 है. ठीक है, like this. Now let us go to the next question. Now they are saying how many segments should the commutator have. तो यहाँ पे मैंने बताया कि number of commutator segments should be equal to number of slots or number of coils. Okay. तो ये हमारा आ जाएगा, you will see that it will come out to be 36. Okay, like this. Now how many brushes should the machine have? We know that this is a lap winding. तो लैप वाइंडिंग में नंबर ऑफ ब्रशेस या नंबर ऑफ पैडल पास कितना होता है, वो होता है नंबर ऑफ पोल्स के इक्वल. ठीक है, तो नंबर ऑफ पोल्स इज 6, देन नंबर ऑफ पैडल पास इज आल्सो 6 इन द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके, अब ये लास्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है. नाउ दिस इज अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ अ गुड क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि बाकी सब क्वेश्चन तो मतलब याद रखने का बात है. ठीक है, ये थोड़ा सा यूज करना है, थोड़ा सा कैलकुलेशन करना है. हाँ, हाँ हाँ, ये बोल रहे हैं कि कैलकुलेट द, नहीं अभी देखो यहाँ पे जो भी कैलकुलेशन होगा ना वो इलेक्ट्रिकल डिग्रीज में ही होगा, तो अनलेस वो तुमको मांगे कि मैकेनिकल डिग्रीज में यूज करना है, तो अच्छा मैं बताती हूँ, ठीक है। तो दे आर आस्किंग यू टू कैलकुलेट द स्लॉट पिच। ओके, सो व्हाट इज द स्लॉट पिच? सो द स्लॉट पिच इज इक्वल टू, हमें पता है कि ये नॉर्थ से साउथ के बीच में, वी हैव 180 डिग्री इलेक्ट्रिकल डिग्रीज, ठीक है। एंड अनदर थिंग इज वी हैव okay, and then what we have is we have in between number of, total number of slots per pole, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे टोटल नंबर ऑफ स्लॉट्स कितना है? 36 स्लॉट्स, और टोटल नंबर ऑफ पोल्स है 6, तो देयर आर 36/6, 6 स्लॉट्स पर पोल, ठीक है। तो 6 स्लॉट्स पर पोल का कितना है? 180 डिग्रीज है, ठीक है। तो स्लॉट पिच क्या होता है? स्लॉट पिच इज 1 स्लॉट पर पोल एंगल, ठीक है, का करेस्पॉन्डिंग एंगल कितना है? तो एक स्लॉट पर पोल का कितना होगा? 180 डिग्री बाई 6, हाँ 30 डिग्री, तो ये 30 इलेक्ट्रिकल डिग्रीज है। क्योंकि याद रखना कि मैंने स्टार्टिंग में भी जो 180 डिग्री बोला था यहाँ पे, ये भी मैंने बताया था कि इलेक्ट्रिकल है, ठीक है, ये इलेक्ट्रिकल डिग्रीज है, देखो, ठीक है, ये इलेक्ट्रिकल डिग्रीज है। तो तुमको कोई पूछता था कि ओके मैकेनिकल डिग्रीज में कितना है, तो दे कुड हैव, अगर इसको थोड़ा और ट्विस्ट करते वो लोग, तो दे वुड हैव आस्क्ड इन मैकेनिकल डिग्रीज। तो मैकेनिकल डिग्रीज के लिए क्या करना पड़ता? इसको करना पड़ता 30, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि थीटा इलेक्ट्रिकल इज p/2 थीटा m, तो थीटा m वुड बी 2/p थीटा e, तो 2/6 इंटू 30 विल बी योर 10 डिग्रीज मैकेनिकल, ठीक है, ठीक है। तो यही लास्ट क्वेश्चन था इस असाइनमेंट का। आई हैव डिस्कस्ड मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस। तो इज देयर एनी डाउट टिल नाउ? If there is any like further things required, like there is some things I have not discussed, one or two things. One thing which I did not discuss is कि इसका एक्सप्रेशन, ठीक है, इसका भी एक एक्सप्रेशन आता है, तो वो मैं डिस्कस कर सकती हूँ लास्ट क्लास में, मतलब for next class, last not last, for next class, okay. In the next class I can discuss this in the beginning, and if there is any doubt in between, if someone has, I can discuss that also, okay. So is there any doubt till now? ये तो direct questions है, you have to remember these things, okay. You just have to remember this page, whatever is in green you have to remember, ठीक है। if you remember things in green you will be able to solve very easily, okay. और रहा बात इसका, ये भी मैंने सारी चीजें डिस्कस कर ही दी हैं, ठीक है, ये सारा, तो ये भी डिस्कस कर दिया, और इसको भी, इसमें इसका भी मैंने डिस्कस कर दिया, ये फॉर्मूला, ठीक है। तो आई होप दिस हेल्प्स, ठीक है। तो that is it for this week. So if you do not have any doubt, we can stop the session here, okay. So हाँ, so okay then, so if you do not have doubt, then we can stop the class here, okay. Okay then, so some, हाँ thank you then, I'm leaving, okay Sambit, okay then, okay, okay then, thank you, I'm leaving.